Yo, 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 what's up, Diamond family? It's your man Vivi, and welcome back to the VVS Academy. As you guys know, I'm here every week dropping off gems, teaching you to record and mix your music better. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. Look, man, I got a really crazy video for you guys today. Today I'm going to be talking about how to fix those bad vocals, man. Those muddy vocals, they're dark. Your track is just not coming out right no matter how much you fight with it. I'm going to show you guys how to fix those vocals, all right? So sometimes no matter how hard you try, you just can't get the vocals captured the way you want to, and you're going to have to fix it in recording. And that's what we're doing right now. So I'm not even really going to overtalk it. I'm just going to play back the track as it is. I'll let you hear it, and then we'll start to dig into what we did. So let's get
I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana. For my Negro, yo, man, throw a body, I do it. Like Nike and Spike Lee and Mikey and Kyrie, who gon' check a nigga right through it?
Cool. So you can already hear the song doesn't sound very good, right? It's not that it's a bad song, like the bars are there, the beat is cool, all that stuff, but sonically it doesn't sound good. And that's the number one thing. It's out of balance, right? So if you're struggling to get your vocals to sit inside the beat, you want your beat and your vocals to balance perfectly every single time, check out my free course down below. It's going to completely change the game for you. Teach you how to balance out your vocals and beat, get the vocals to sit inside the beat every single time. It's super easy, and it's really a great technique to learn. It's going to change your mixes. So check out that course down below. Now, what we're going to do right here is just get everything balanced out rather quickly and then see where we stand. So first, let's start with the beat. I think the vocals got recorded too loud because we didn't turn the beat down enough. And so now, as you can hear, I'll play it back again, you'll hear things are clipping. So listen to some of the louder words he says. You'll hear parts start to clip.
I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana. For my Negro, yo, man, throw a body, I do it. Like Nike and Spike Lee and Mikey and Kyrie, who gon' check a nigga right through it?
And it's really more so when you hear his voice hit exactly at the same time as the kick, you can hear it start to crackle and distort. So we want to fix that. It's not like we recorded the distortion on. We didn't record anything to the point that it was clipping, but the combined signals of everything within our mix is getting too loud and it's causing some distortion. So let's go ahead and turn down the beat first. I'm actually going to bypass this trim plugin and I'll just mess with the VMR.
From Brooklyn, Ray Santana. For my Negro, yo, man, throw a body, I do it. Like Nike and Spike Lee and Mikey and Kyrie, who gon'
And then another pro tip is I will grab an EQ to go before whatever I'm using to turn the beat down, before the trimmer or whatever, and I'll usually trim out some low end frequency that's doing too much, that's kind of making the track louder than it needs to be because it takes up so much power and so much energy down there. So I'll roll some of that off and it actually lets me keep the beat a little bit louder, and I think it just gives it a better sound to the track.
I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana. For my Negro, yo, man, throw a body, I do it.
Nothing too crazy, just a little cut there. You can get way more detailed and way more specific if you want to, but for the instance of what we're doing right now, that cut is going to do a lot in the grand scheme of our mix. So let's go ahead and get this beat dialed in perfectly.
I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana. For my Negro, yo, man, throw a body, I do it. Like Nike and Spike Lee and Mikey and Kyrie, who gon' check a nigga right through it? I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana.
Cool, so I think the beat is where it should be. Let me check on the vocal. I'm going to basically do the same thing, level it out, because I'm still hearing some of that distortion when the vocals and the kick hit at the same time.
I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana. For my Negro, yo, man, throw a body, I do it. Like Nike and Spike Lee and Mikey and Kyrie, who gon' check a nigga right through it?
Cool, I like the way that sounds a lot better. We're going to take off any compression and things that we have up here. We're just going to grab the clipper that I like to use, and that's just going to go ahead and keep everything in track. And if anything is peaking above 0 dB, it's going to cut it off. If we just got like a random peak, a random point in the song where everything just hits at the exact same time and it goes overboard, this plugin is going to save us from that happening. So let's do that. Let's bring this VMR back and see where the level is hitting for our master. I'll go ahead and take these things off as well. So sometimes during the tracking, I'll add some effects and things just to make things sound better while we're recording, but generally when I come back to mix, I just take all that stuff off. So let's listen.
I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana. For my Negro, yo, man, throw a body, I do it. Like Nike and Spike Lee and Mikey and Kyrie, who gon' check a nigga right through it? I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana. For my Negro, yo, man, throw a body, I do it.
Cool. So I like the way that sounds. Now let's go ahead and kind of tackle the vocal. I think he may have been just a little too close to the mic when he recorded. And so the sound that we're getting is a lot of low mid information that's kind of forward in the vocal. So we want to cut some of that back just so it sits back in the beat a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is grab an Infinity EQ. I'm also going to grab a VMR, but I really just want the channel emulation. Yeah, we're not going to do anything with any of this just yet. So let's grab a channel. We'll set it to group 1, which everything else is set to, and then we'll start to mess with the EQ that we placed before this.
I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana for my Negro, yo meto.
Yeah, so there's low and there's mid, but you can see this mid range, or this low mid, is really the loudest thing in this 500 range, and I think that's what we're hearing the most of. So let's just cut out around 3 dB of that, make it a little bit more narrow, but we kind of want to keep it wide so these sides are also turning down the other things that are too loud. I think that this band is probably also going to be a little too loud. We'll only do 2 dB, and I'll make it a little more narrow. Now let's listen to our vocal.
I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana for my Negro, yo meto a body, I do it.
So let's go back and forth because that did a lot. Let's take the EQ off.
I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana for my Negro, yo meto a body, I do it. I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana for my Negro, yo meto a body, I do it.
So you can hear the vocal got cleaner, it got more present, but it also got softer, and that's because we turned some things down. So I will follow that up with either another EQ to turn some things back up, with a compressor, depending on how the vocal sounds, or you could just use a trimmer and literally just turn the gain up on that channel. If we look at the recording, you can see that it's pretty dynamic, so we could probably get away with some faster compression just to knock down some of these initial peaks. So I'm going to just go ahead and set up some compression as well. I'm just going to use a standard 1176 because it's a pretty fast compressor. And since we took out so much low end, I'm going to focus on using the black 1176 because this one adds more of the low end energy. So let's listen to what this does.
I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana for my Negro, yo meto a body, I do it. Like Nike and Spike Lee and Mikey and Kyrie, who gon' check a nigga right through it. I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana for my Negro, yo meto a body, I do it. Like Nike and Spike Lee and Mikey and Kyrie, who gon' check a nigga right through it. I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana for my Negro, yo meto a body, I do it. Like Nike and Spike Lee and Mikey and Kyrie, who gon' check a nigga right through it.
So from there, your possibilities are really endless. You heard the compression brought out a little bit more of that low end, that low end information, I'll call it, that I didn't really love. So I'm gonna grab another EQ. It was in that 400 to 500 range, so we're gonna try 400 first, and if it doesn't, we'll go in between these two bands on this EQ.
I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana for my Negro, yo meto a body, I do it. Like Nike and Spike Lee and Mikey and Kyrie, who gon' check a nigga right through it. I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana for my Negro, yo meto a body, I do it. Like Nike and Spike Lee and Mikey and Kyrie, who gon' check a nigga right through it. I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana for my Negro, yo meto a body, I do it.
And if you really notice what I'm doing, both with the beat and both with the vocal, is I'm removing all of the fluff, all the things that we don't really need, so we can make both of those signals louder, more present, and present better to the listener. Look, man, these are the tips that I'm giving you guys week in and week out. And if you need a little bit more help, drop me a line down below. Remember, my name is Vivi, and I'm here for you. Stay humble, make diamonds only. Peace.
I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana for my Negro, yo meto a body, I do it. Like Nike and Spike Lee and Mikey and Kyrie, who gon' check a nigga right through it. I'm from Brooklyn, Ray Santana for my Negro, yo meto a body, I do it. Like Nike and Spike Lee.